I'm rocking with Shakur on that one. Yeah, I'm rocking with Shakur.
Errol Spence Jr. has been moving like a ghost lately, keeping his distance from the chaos of the sport. But when the truth finally breaks his silence, the entire boxing world stops to listen. He just dropped a harsh reality check on the massive clash between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, and it's not what fans want to hear. Spence isn't predicting a war, he's predicting a one-sided lesson. According to him, one man is going to completely freeze the other out. This isn't just a prediction, it's an exposure of a fundamental flaw that changes everything. Spence didn't hesitate when asked about the clash between the technical wizardry of Shakur Stevenson and the explosive power of Teofimo Lopez. Usually boxers give politically correct answers, saying things like, "It's a 50-50 fight," or "Whoever wants it more." Spence didn't play that game. He went straight to the point. Shakur Stevenson wins, and he wins by doing exactly what critics hate and purists love. He's going to outpoint him.
I'm rocking with Shakur on that one. Yeah, I'm rocking with Shakur.
Style-wise, it just fits better for Shakur, or do you see other things there?
I don't think Tio gonna throw enough punches for Shakur. I think Shakur is gonna, outpoint him. And just, you know what I'm saying, look how he always look sharp, look excellent. I mean, Tio can fight. He has great athletic skills and things, but I think Shakur is just gonna beat him.
This choice of words is incredibly specific. Spence isn't calling for a knockout. He isn't saying Shakur will hurt Teofimo. He is predicting a masterclass in distance management. According to Spence, the fight won't be a brawl, it will be a lesson. He views Shakur's discipline as the ultimate kryptonite to Teofimo's chaotic style. It's a bold take because Teofimo has built his entire brand on upsetting the odds and catching technical fighters, just like he did against Vasily Lomachenko. But Spence sees something different this time. He sees a fight where Teofimo is chasing a ghost for 12 frustrating rounds, unable to land that one game-changing shot that his fans are banking on.
Number one, we know that Shakur Stevenson is one of the most technically gifted and sound boxers in the world, and he can make you miss and make you pay. Mostly he'll make you miss, make you look silly, and outbox you on the way to a 12-round decision. You've seen his record. He's 24-0, not the heaviest of hands, 11 knockouts. We know he's had problems with his hands. But in this matchup specifically, it's going to be a chess match. This is not a fight you watch to see two brawlers go at it. Now, anything can happen. We just watched Devin Haney drop Brian Norman Jr. after thinking, okay, the ways in which Devin Haney can win this fight are strictly by decision, moving his feet, getting on his jab, and fighting defensive to offensive. And Brian Norman, the only way he can probably win is by knocking Devin Haney out. That isn't what we saw. We saw Devin Haney step on the front foot for some of that fight and drop Brian Norman. So you don't really know what can happen here, but you would expect Shakur to be defensive to offensive. You'd expect Teofimo to be, he kind of does the same thing to a degree, but he's a little more offensive. I don't expect either guy to commit super heavy and get tagged by something or put themselves in massive danger, but this is going to, as Shakur said, show the levels of boxing, especially at 140.
The most interesting part of Spence's breakdown wasn't just that he picked Shakur, but why he picked him. He highlighted a specific weakness in Teofimo Lopez's arsenal that is often overlooked when people watch his highlight reels. Spence noted that Teofimo simply won't throw enough punches to win rounds against someone as elusive as Shakur.
Would Teofimo knock out Shakur? No. Can Teo adjust to the point where he beats Shakur? Yeah. You don't see how? Shakur hates slick and economic boxers. So does Teo. They both hate where each other are. Shakur looks great against volume punchers. De Los Santos sitting back and not being active, Shakur doesn't look good. That's when they say he's boring. The thing is, Teofimo Lopez is an excellent fighter. He beat Josh Taylor and Lomachenko. How did he beat Lomachenko? By being patient. Y'all sleeping on Teo. And it's at 140. Now, the thing what's wrong with Teo is Teo also looks good as a counter puncher when you are a volume puncher too. Another thing is Teo looks very great when he's dialed in. He fights more athletic than Shakur. Shakur fights far more technically sound, and he's a more gifted fighter skill-wise. I'm leaning towards Shakur.
This is a massive observation coming from an elite operator. We have seen Teofimo struggle in the past when he can't set his feet or when he gets frustrated by movement. Look at his fight with George Kambosos Jr. In that bout, Teofimo spent huge chunks of the fight looking for one perfect counter while giving away rounds purely on activity. Spence is banking on history repeating itself. He believes that while Teofimo is undeniably athletic and explosive, Shakur's hit and don't get hit philosophy will paralyze Teofimo's output. If you aren't throwing combinations, you aren't scoring points, and in Spence's eyes, Teofimo is going to find himself waiting for openings that Shakur simply never gives him.
You know, Shakur is a very talented, skillful, technique fighter.
Yeah.
You know, can't take anything away from it. However, scared to get hit. Scared to get knocked out in front of the world. Scared to get touched up in front of the world.
Are you saying that off of the last fight or just
in general?
In general.
In general.
Yeah.
In general. Me and Shakur sparred before. We did 3 rounds, and it was just light work. And me trying to figure out his jab. Does he have a good jab? Yeah, he does. But once you pass his jab, it's game.
Yeah.
It's food. It's lunch food. I am the best. I don't see no contract that says Shakur's name on there.
Yeah.
So until then, I'm gonna say and talk my stuff.
Yeah.
And if you want to come that way, then come that way. I mean, you have investors that are with you, and that's great. But they understand that they cannot have you come this way because I am too much of a gamble for anybody.
This prediction has reignited a massive debate across the boxing world, splitting the community right down the middle. On one side, you have the boxing purists who completely agree with Spence. They argue that Shakur's ring IQ is generational. He controls the pace, he controls the distance, and he rarely makes mistakes. For these fans, the fight looks like a math equation that Shakur has already solved. They point to the ceiling discussions on forums like Reddit, where users argue that Shakur's path to victory is cleaner and more reliable than Teofimo's reliance on athleticism.
Teofimo showed you that he can fight inside, he can fight outside. He would have the advantage of power in this fight. You know one thing that I love about this fight, Bud? Shakur's very athletic, very talented. So is Teofimo. He's more explosive with power, but Teofimo is very athletic. He is very talented. You got 2 athletic guys, 2 talented guys. Again, Teofimo I would favor with the power. This is going to be interesting. I'll give you my breakdown. I'll give you my pick when it gets closer and I do all my film work. But I'll tell you, it's a lot to like about these 2 athletic, talented.
On the other side, you have the believers in the takeover. They argue that Spence is underestimating the big fight factor. Teofimo Lopez is a fighter who often looks average against average opposition, but turns into a monster when the lights are brightest. His supporters believe that Shakur has never felt power or speed like this before. They think the outpointing strategy works until it doesn't. Until Teofimo explodes into a combination that changes the geometry of the fight. But Spence remains unmoved by the hype. To him, styles make fights, and a low-volume power puncher is the perfect food for a high IQ defensive specialist.
Now, a lot of people will say style-wise, Teddy, style-wise, is this going to be a great fight? I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I could see you having a little reservations, you know, whether or not these guys will make for dynamite. They will make, you know, for electricity. I don't know if they will, but I'll tell you what they will make for. 2 skillful fighters, 2 talented fighters, you know, 2 fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science. I mean, Shakur showed aggression in his last fight against Cepeda, you know, being elusive while being aggressive, you know, walking them down, fighting on the inside, you know, boxing well, still being able to counter, still being able to control space, but also be able to go into tight quarters and not be afraid to show that he's good on the inside too, that he can make you miss and make you pay outside and inside. Shakur showed that. That was great. That was great, and people applaud him. I applaud him. We were sitting there ringside. I was sitting there actually with your sister, ringside, watching that fight. And it was a terrific performance. Shakur showing that dimension, showing that attitude, showing that competitiveness, showing that dog like people like to show or like to talk about, and they wanted to see in Shakur. Well, they saw it.
What gives this prediction even more weight is the current state of Errol Spence himself. He isn't a desperate fighter trying to sell a pay-per-view or force his name into the headlines. During the interview, he revealed he's walking around at a comfortable 165 pounds, enjoying life with his fiancée and kids, and traveling the globe. When asked about his own return to the ring, his answer was incredibly nonchalant. "I might come back. I come back whenever I'm ready."
What about you, Errol? How you been? When are we gonna see you back?
I've been good, man. Taking care of the family.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might come back. We'll see.
Have you been offered anything?
Let me see. Off anything like what?
Like a fight?
I mean, I get offered stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Fights, shoes. I don't know. We'll see.
You liking vacation time now, though? Does it feel, maybe, hey, why do this?
Ain't no it's not vacation time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking care of my family.
Yeah,
I be with my kids. My son plays sports. My two girls play sports. I be with my family. Be with my fiance, my mom, my dad, traveling the world, and just enjoying life. I come back whenever I'm ready.
This unbothered attitude adds a layer of credibility to his analysis. He's speaking from the perspective of a guy who has been to the mountaintop and is now looking down at the landscape with zero pressure. He isn't trying to angle for a fight with the winner, he's just calling it exactly how he sees it. It's the voice of experience. Spence knows what it takes to win at the elite level, and he knows that when you strip away the marketing and the trash talk, boxing usually comes down to who can control the other man. In his eyes, Shakur is the one holding the controller. But Spence didn't just limit his sharp tongue to the Shakur Teofimo matchup. He also took a moment to address the ugly side of boxing politics, specifically regarding his old rival Terence Crawford. When the topic of Crawford being stripped of his WBC title came up, along with Crawford's refusal to pay sanctioning fees, Spence's reaction was complex. He agreed with the principle. Boxing organizations taking huge cuts of fighters' money is a problem, but he called out the hypocrisy and the timing. Spence pointed out that when he was the one speaking up about these issues years ago, Crawford was silent. Now that the shoe is on the other foot, suddenly it's a problem.
The whole WBC sanctioning fees thing. As a fighter, how do you feel about what Crawford said about sanctioning fees?
I mean, it makes sense, but I think he should have talked about it, before, because now he's talking about it when he don't need the WBC anymore. And he should have talked about it, way back when I said something, he should have spoke up and said something about it too. So I don't know, man. It is what it is.
Do you think that there needs to be a change to that system?
Yeah, definitely be changed. We definitely see, there need to be some account of where's the money going, because, we don't know. Is it going to, because all we see is like them having, big dinners at fights and big dinners fights and, they have big, what's the things they be throwing? Big annual, conventions and things like that. So, it should be accounting of where the money going. Like Canelo's huge purse, and then you get 3% of that or whatever y'all agree on. We need to at least know account of where is some of the money going to. So we don't know where the money going. We don't know where the 3% going to.
This segment of the interview showcased an unfiltered Errol Spence. He isn't protecting anyone's feelings anymore. This willingness to call out the politics of the sport reinforces why his opinion on the Shakur fight matters. He isn't giving the company line. He is telling the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. If he's willing to call out a legend like Crawford for hypocrisy, he certainly isn't going to lie about who he thinks wins a fight between Shakur and Teo just to keep people happy.
Teo, what's up, boy? You and Shakur, you guys have been going on and on Twitter. Shakur's hinting very hard that you guys are in talks, negotiating that, you guys are getting close to some kind of deal. Is there any truth to that, or is he just going off on Twitter? What do you think?
No, yeah.
Yeah? You guys are talking?
What do you like?
Well, right there, it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite fights I've ever seen before.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that one was alright.
No, I got it.
Who's the A side in that fight, Teo?
The promoter. The network.
As we look toward the rumored date of January 31st, the stakes couldn't be higher. Reports from Showbiz, The Adult, and other outlets have all but confirmed the timeline, and the betting lines are starting to reflect exactly what Spence is saying. According to recent articles from Three Kings Boxing, despite Teofimo's confidence and the advice to bet on the takeover, the smart money is slowly sliding toward Stevenson. The experts are siding with the technician.
When he was a younger fighter, he looked like he could be moved around by his opponent.
Like
it doesn't look like that anymore.
No, he's definitely matured in his body. But first fight at 140, Teo's what? I think this is maybe his 5th fight at 140?
Yeah.
Something like that?
That's true, but Shakur has a frame where he can put on 140 very comfortably. I think he's going to look as strong as Devin Haney did stepping up to 147.
I believe so
I think
too,
he's going to
Joe.
feel really good at junior welterweight.
Shakur is one of those guys and who comes along, and I think this is really the question about him. I said he is one of those. Is he one of those guys? Like Purnell, like Roy, like Floyd, their defenses were so good, and they boxed in a way where they weren't going to take unnecessary risks. They weren't running and holding. You know, I had a problem with the second half of the Haney-Norman fight because I felt like they continue to box. Purnell did, Roy did, and Shakur does now, right? But when a guy has those advantages in boxing skill and speed, and they don't take risks, they are almost impossible to beat. So no matter who Purnell was fighting, no matter who Roy was fighting, if someone would have asked me who they're going to be, they're fighting Godzilla, Purnell. They're fighting Roy. Shakur has that look to me, and the style to me, but does he rise to that level? Because it's not enough just to have that. It has to be executed at an extremely high level.
However, there is a hidden danger here for Shakur Stevenson, even if he wins exactly how Spence predicts. If he goes out there and delivers a slow-paced, low-output defensive clinic just to outpoint Teofimo, he might win the belts, but lose the crowd. Boxing is an entertainment business, and fans are hungry for drama. Spence's prediction of a tactical decision victory is the safest bet for Shakur's record, but it might be the riskiest bet for his stardom.
Shakur Stevenson all the way. I came up with Shakur. I used to train with him in Newark a lot. I did camps with him. I went to national tournaments with him. Like, me and him, like, slept head to toe before, like, in sleepover.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that was your folks.
Bro,
Okay.
that's my folks, like, for real. So you already know I'm riding with bro. Like, I think he gonna scrape him. He gonna make that easy. I ain't gonna front. Shakur is a master boxer. You can't beat a master boxer. Defense win championships. So it is what it is.
So you say it's gonna be easy?
Easy. I think it'll be easy. I got that much faith in him, for sure.
So what is it about Shakur that we don't see, right? Because for me, I notice he's very, he's sneakily good on the inside. People don't give him credit for that.
Yes.
The little sneak shots, the little shovel hooks and stuff like that. But what is it that you see?
Shakur, for me, like, when I watch Shakur, it's his defense, one, but it's his range control of how he be literally right in front of you, but you will still reach or be like you're a punch over him or you're like a punch too short. And he'll be right in front of you, but that's all just like off him working off his lead foot, different ranges of his feet. So that's one thing I commend him for. One thing that he told me, and you can ask him yourself, he told me this. He said at the next level, the elite level, their feet work is insane. That man's feet work been insane since forever. So that's one thing that I watch and I take. You know, I try to use my feet for defense, different things of that nature.
Decision and stoppage.
If I'm going to pick Shakur, I'm going to clean UD.
Clean UD?
Clean UD.
Is this the performance that shuts all the haters up?
Hell yeah. I thought the last one was the
Right.
Cepedas. Cepeda throw 800 punches a fight.
He gave him what they asked for. They said they wanted him to sit down and to fight in the trenches. He fought him in the trenches.
Exactly. And beat him at his own game, too.
Errol Spence Jr. has cast his vote. He sees a technical dismantling, a fight where Shakur Stevenson frustrates the power out of Teofimo Lopez and cruises to a victory on the scorecards. It's a prediction based on logic, style, and the cold hard facts of ring generalship. But in boxing, one punch can shatter the best laid plans. Teofimo Lopez has made a career out of proving experts wrong, and he will be looking to do it again by turning a chess match into a street fight. The question is, do you trust the wisdom of the truth, or do you believe the takeover has one more shock left in the tank? The world will be watching in January to see if precision really can beat power, or if Errol Spence read the script completely wrong. So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.